Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Video Game Knowledge. Today we're going to talk about the Playchoice 10. The Playchoice 10 was an arcade unit released by Nintendo back in '86. It allowed arcade owners to have 10 NES games in one arcade unit. This was pretty revolutionary for the time as A, it took up a lot less space than 10 arcade games, and B, it gave the arcade customers more variety. Now, it was a totally upgradable system, meaning you can change the games out with other Playchoice 10 games. This is something we wouldn't see until the Neo Geo released their arcade MVS unit. However, the max that system could have held was 6. Here's more.
There were approximately 54 titles released for the system, ranging from fairly common games such as Contra, Castlevania, Super Mario Bros. 3, Ride Racer, and Chip 'n Dale's, to not so common games like Shatterhand and Rockin' Cats. These uncommon games are usually the more rare games for the system, and usually fetch a fairly high price. There are 3 different versions of the Playchoice 10 released. Probably the most popular was the 2 19-inch monitor version. Some of these were conversions of older punch-out cabinets. The lower monitor would display the game you were playing, while the top monitor would display game information and instructions as well as a timer. Now some of you might be saying, a timer? Why is there a timer? Well, the timer was included because some NES games were a lot easier than regular arcade games. For example, Contra. Since this game is pretty much exactly the same as the NES version, the 30 lives code still worked, meaning a player can pretty much marathon through the game and play for a pretty long time. This would in turn lower the profits owners would receive from the game. There was also a single 19-inch monitor version of the Playchoice. This version lacked the game instructions monitor, so the information would be selectable in the system's game selection screen. The timer for this machine was actually a separate digital clock that was located right above the monitor. There were also a number of European versions of these 2 cabinets.
Now the more rare version of the Playchoice 10 was the countertop version, which we have right here. This unit incorporated a 13-inch monitor and stick arcade controls that originally had black rubber on them, but mine fell off. The system controls were exactly the same as its big brother counterparts. And like the single monitor version, the LCD timer was located right above the monitor. Even though this unit was pretty small, it did still hold 10 NES games. So let's get a closer look and open her up.
The back panel of the unit comes off fairly easily by popping out the tabs in the back of the unit. This is where the main motherboard is located, which all the games attach to. As you can see, the games look very similar to PC memory sticks rather than their small NES cartridge chip counterparts. On the right is a Contra PCB I took out of an original NES cart, and on the left we have the Playchoice PCB for Contra. As you can see, the Playchoice version is definitely larger.
The price of the Playchoice 10 varies quite a bit. I've seen some go for $200 to anywhere up to $1,000. The defining factor in price is 1, what games are included. If they're rare games, you're going to have to spend some more dough. And 2, what unit you're getting. The countertop is the most expensive. The double monitor is probably the second, and the third would be the single monitor. One thing about the countertop version, it doesn't support the light gun, so games like Hogan's Alley and Wild Gunman won't work. The single and double do support these, so if you're looking for that, get those. Well, that wraps up this episode, and until next time, guys.